Hi everyone. So today we'll understand PWM model of MSP 430, and we'll see what are the applications of PWM. You might have seen application now varying intensity of light or controlling the speed of a motor, DC motor. How to do that? Conventional method is connecting resistor rheostat and varying the voltage by applying the variable voltage here, so I can vary the intensity of bulb. Similarly, if I vary the potentiometer, so the voltage varies on this line, so the DC motor runs at a different speed. It depends on what voltage I am applying. That means by varying voltage applied to the DC motor, or by varying voltage applied to the bulb, I can vary the intensity of the bulb and I can vary the speed of DC motor. This is the conventional method. How we do that in the microcontroller? So can we do that, control it from microcontrollers? Yes. What is the solution? Using PWM technique. What is PWM? PWM is nothing but pulse width modulation. Modulation means nothing but change or altering. So I'm going to modulate the pulse width. So here you can see the period of the waveform remains the constant. So I'm going to vary the on time of the waveform till the maximum period. So if I vary the on time, that means if I vary the duty cycle, so that is nothing but PWM. So PWM is nothing but keeping period constant, vary the on time. If you vary the on time, automatically off time reduces. So let us understand what is exactly pulse width modulation using this animation. So you can see the period remains the constant, whereas the on time I am changing from minimum to maximum. So this is actually called pulse width modulation. What is the outcome of pulse width modulation? If I vary the on time, keeping the period constant, what I achieved? What is the outcome of pulse width modulation? So let us understand with this animation. You can see if I vary the pulse width, the average voltage also increases from minimum to maximum. So let us replay it once again. So if I vary the pulse width, the average voltage varies. You can see the relation. The average voltage V out is equal to 0.5 volts if the pulse width is 10% duty cycle. Average voltage V out is equal to 1.0 volt if the duty cycle is 20%. So I mean to say, if you vary the duty cycle, there is a vary in the average voltage. We'll replay it again. So I'm varying the pulse width. The outcome of varying the pulse width is the variation of the average voltage V out. So if you apply this voltage to either to the motor or to the bulb, I can see the variation in speed or variation in the intensity. That means this is the 50% duty cycle waveform, square wave. So on time equal to off time. So as per the previous relation, so 5 volt into 50%, I'll get 2.5 volts. So if I generate a pulse width modulation of this kind, that means 10% on, 90% off. So if I keep generating this waveform, so I'll get average voltage of 0.5 volts. Suppose if I keep generating a 30% duty cycle pulse width modulated waveform, I'll get 1.5 volt average voltage. So if I keep generating 70%, so I'll get 3.5 volt average voltage. So by generating the required duty cycle PWM, I can generate the required average voltage. So we need how to generate a PWM. So we need timer. We all know MSP430 has timer. It's a 16-bit timer or counter. It can be configured either in compare or capture mode, and also the same timer can be used to generate pulse width modulated output. Let us now see how we can use a timer A0, that is TA0, to generate pulse width modulation waveform. This block diagram we already seen this. So this is the timer block diagram. So here you have timer module, and down there you have capture and compare register. So TA0 has got 5 capture and compare register. I'm going to use CCR1 capture compare register to generate the pulse width modulated waveform. Okay, these are the registers which are required, which you need to configure to generate pulse width modulation waveform. So whatever the pulse width waveform I'm generating, that is available on pin P1.2 multiplexed with TA0.1. So that means I'll get PWM waveform on this pin. So if this PWM waveform, if I apply it to bulb, or if I apply it to the motor, I can see the variation in intensity or controlling the speed of this inverter. So these are the resistors which I am supposed to use. So I am going to use SM clock. So therefore in the program I have used a TASS EL_2. So I am going to divide it by 8. So therefore clock I am going to divide by 8. It is therefore I am using ID 3, and I am configuring timer in up mode. So that is mode 1. I am going to configure the timer in up mode. And another important register for PWM is TA0CCTL. So timer 0 capture compare control register. So the important field of this register is out mod X. So if I configure these bits, so I can configure CCP module to generate pulse width modulated waveform. So these are the bit 7 to 5 of CCTLX, out mod X. So these are the different modes of pulse width modulation. So I am going to use reset and set mode for my program. So already I told these are the registers I am going to use. So I am going to use TA0. I am going to use CCR0 register. To this register I am loading a value, so that will define the period of pulse width waveform. I am going to use a TACCR1 register. To this register I am loading a value. This will be the on time of the pulse width waveform. And this is the control register. Using this register I am configuring a CCP module in mode 7 so that it can generate pulse width modulated waveform. So what are the pulse width modulated waveform? It is available on pin P1.0 multiplexed with TA0.1. So let us now understand what is mode 7, that is set reset mode. So I'm going to configure timer in up mode. So timer will start from 0, go on incrementing towards FF, but up mode it will only increment till the value which you have loaded in TACCR0 and come back to rolls over to 0. Okay, this is the up mode of timer, correct? Timer 0 goes on incrementing from 0 towards FF. Whenever timer 0 reaches the value which you have loaded in TACCR0, it rolls over to 0. This is up mode of timer. So whenever timer is started, it starts towards FF, and when the timer reaches the value in TACCR0, it rolls over to 0. So as I already told, so I am going to load a value in TACCR0 that will define the period of the waveform, PWM waveform. So whenever it rolls over from this value, to 0 0, so that defines the period of pulse width waveform. Next, so initially the pin P1.0 slash TA0.1 will be high when you configure CCP module for PWM mode. Initially it will be high. When timer start from 0, first it match with the value in TACCR1. Whenever the timer match with the value in TACCR1, the pin from high it resets to 0. That's why it's called reset. So I'll explain again. Whenever timer is started, it start counting towards FF. First it will match with TACCR1. When that match takes place, PWM pin TA10, TA0.1, which was high initially, it resets. That's why it's called reset mode. And that, since I already told this is the period, and now when there is a match with the TACCR1, pin resets to 0. So that is the on time of PWM waveform. Timer keeps continuing towards incrementing towards FF. Next it is going to match with the TACCR0. When that happens, it rolls over to 0 0. Okay, so once it rolls over to 0, PA1.0 or TA0.1, which was at logic 0, sets to logic high. That's why it's called set mode. That is, mode 7 is reset set. That means whenever first time timer matches with the TACCR1, it resets, and whenever the timer matches with the CCR0, it sets. That's why it's called set reset mode. So the time gap between reset and the set will be the off time of pulse width modulated waveform. So we know this is the period of a pulse width waveform, and this is the on time of PWM waveform, and this is the off time of PWM waveform. So understanding this, let us now write the program using MSP430F5529 internal PWM model. So to vary the intensity of LED which is on the board. Okay, so I have connected an LED to P1.2, that is TA0.1. I am generating PWM waveform on this pin. So if I generate a 10% pulse width modulated waveform, duty cycle pulse width modulated, this glows at a minimum intensity. If I increase that to 20%, the brightness increase. If I increase the PWM to 50% duty cycle, the brightness even more increase. So by varying the pulse width modulated waveform, by varying them on time, so I can vary the intensity of light, this LED. So this is the program. Let me explain the program. The first two lines is to configure P1.2 as for the function of TA0.1 operation, and the second line is to configure P1.2, the same pin, as output pin, because on this pin I should get a pulse width modulated waveform. So these two are the lines to configure P1.2, to configure it as TA0.1, and to take the PWM output on this pin. As I already told, I am going to load TA0CCR0, a value which is the period of the waveform. So let us go back to the previous slide. So I am going to load a value to TACCR0 which defines the period of the waveform. I am going to load a value to TACCR1 which defines the on time of the PWM waveform. Okay, I'm going to load 512 to a TACCR0 register, which defines the period. I'm going to load TS0CCR1 and another value which defines the on time. So I'm configuring in mode 7, timer 0, capture compare model. I'm configuring mode 7, that is set reset set mode. So I need to configure timer TA0. So I selected SM clock mode 1, that is up mode, and clock divided by 8. So once I do that, if I start the timer and I stuck up here infinitely, so timer will start and keep on incrementing towards FF. First it match with the value with the TA0 CCR1. So PWM pin make a transition from high to low, and whenever it matches with TA0 CCR0, the PWM pin goes to high. So that's why it's called reset set. So let us now go to the board and see and explain the board and download the program, and we'll see the intensity of light varying. So you can see here, so I've used a wire. So this wire I have connected to 3.3 volts, and that another end of the same wire I have connected to LED, connected to P1.0. This is the normal brightness, full brightness of the LED. Okay, so now because I have connected 3.3 volt, this is the normal full brightness of the LED. Now what I'll do, I'll remove this hand and I connect that to P1.2, which is on this pin I'm going to get pulse width modulated waveform. I have written program configure timer to generate PWM output on this pin. So let us download the program. So this is the program. So I have loaded TA0 CCR0 512, this is the period, TA0 CCR1 20, that is the on time. So I'm going to build it, and we'll download the program. There's some problem with the connection of the board. I'll remove the USB and I'll try it again. Yeah, now program getting download. So if program got downloaded, so if I come back to the board, now you can see the LED glowing at the lesser intensity. Suppose I'll go to the program again, I'll change that to say some 50. The on time is 50. If I vary the on time, so I'm varying the duty cycle. So build it and download again. So come back to the board. Now the LED is glowing with the higher intensity. So by varying the on time, the value in TA0 CCR1, so you can vary the on time. So by changing the value in this resistor, so I can vary the on time of the pulse width waveform, thereby I'm varying the average voltage of the PWM output. So this is all about demonstrating PWM model of LPC2148. Sorry, not LPC2148, it is MSP 430F5529. So we'll meet you with next video. Thank you.